Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Dr. Mubashira and today I will tell you the examination scheme of a case of Myasthenia Gravis. Apart from steps of examination of Myasthenia Gravis, I will also tell you what differential diagnosis to be given and the case presentation of Myasthenia Gravis. So watch the video till the end and please subscribe to my channel. So first of all, commands in short case in a case of Myasthenia Gravis. Mostly the commands that you get in exam is look at the patient's face and examine neurologically, or the command can be that this patient has ptosis, please proceed with your examination. So let's discuss the examination scheme. First of all, introduction, greeting, and then introduce yourself to the patient. Handshake. It will help you to rule out myotonic phase of myotonic dystrophy. And then, while you take the informed consent from the patient, ask his name and pay focus on the nasal quality of speech. After that, come towards the face. And here, inspect for furrowing of forehead to compensate for ptosis. After that, eye examination. Look for ptosis and see that whether it is unilateral ptosis or bilateral ptosis, complete or partial ptosis. Then examine the pupils. To rule out Horner syndrome, look for size, shape and symmetry of pupils and check for light reflex to rule out third cranial nerve palsy, that is fixed dilated pupil with ptosis. Then you will check for ophthalmoplegia and diplopia by H movement and extraocular muscle movement. Before checking, ask, can you see my finger? And then ask the patient to follow my finger, and if you see any double image, do let me know. After that comes Fatiguability Test. It can be in two forms, ceiling test, counting test. So you will do ceiling test by sustained upward gaze. Ask the patient to look at the ceiling or my finger above and meanwhile count from 1 to 20. This is a kind of fatigability test in which you will check the fatigability in the eyes as well as speech. Ptosis will worsen on sustained upward gaze and there will be nasal twang in speech. Speech will become less distinct, low and weak. Then inspect for jaw supporting sign. The patients of Myasthenia gravis have weakness in the jaw and the jaw hangs open. So what happens that these patients sit with the hands under the chin to support the weak jaw and neck. Then inspect for Myasthenic Snarl, that is horizontal smile and lack of facial expression. After that, examine the oral cavity for any ulcers, that is associated autoimmune disease. Then come towards the neck and inspect for thymectomy scar at the base of the neck as well as inframammary region. Then check the power of the neck muscles by asking the patient to press against your hands. After that, check for proximal myopathy in the upper limb. First, check the power by asking the patient to push against my hands. And then induce fatigability, the upper limb, by asking the patient to abduct and adduct the arm repeatedly in flex position and then check the power again. After that, you will check for deep tendon reflexes in the upper limb. They are normal in Myasthenia gravis. Then check for sensations in the upper limb. Again, they are normal in Myasthenia gravis. And then offer Gower sign. That is, in order to check for proximal myopathy in the lower limb and check the gait of the patient. It will be normal in case of Myasthenia gravis or it can be waddling gait. Now let's discuss the causes of bilateral ptosis which you can encounter in the exam, and these differentials you can give in a patient of myasthenia gravis. So first common cause of bilateral ptosis is myasthenia gravis, then myotonic dystrophy, bilateral Horner syndrome, congenital ptosis or senile ptosis. Also look for associations of autoimmune disease, for example, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and SLE. Now let's discuss the case presentation of myasthenia gravis. This case presentation is very important in case of medicine exam. So once you have examined the patient, then you will present your case in this manner. I have examined this middle-aged lady who remained cooperative throughout my examination. Examination of eyes of this patient reveal bilateral symmetrical partial ptosis which is accentuated by sustained upward gaze and improves following eye closure for a short period of time. There is increased furrowing of the forehead to compensate for this weakness. Pupils are bilaterally equal in size and shape and reactive to light and accommodation. There is weakness of extraocular muscles with diplopia, which improves on closure of one eye. There is bilateral facial muscle weakness with lack of facial expression and horizontal smile, that is myasthenic snarl. There is jaw weakness and the jaw hangs open, and there is weakness of neck muscles and the patient sits with the hands under the chin to support the weak jaw and neck, that is jaw supporting sign. Voice is weak with a nasal twang and prolonged vocalization, and the speech becomes less distinct and more nasal, and neck flexion is weak. On examination of upper limb, there is proximal muscle weakness with fatigability. However, there is no wasting. Deep tendon reflexes are normal and sensations are also normal. And on further extension of my examination, there is no evidence of thymectomy scar. And also you will tell to the examiner that in order to complete my examination, I would like to perform the Gower sign, check the gait of the patient, and perform complete neurological examination including cranial nerves. So in this manner, you will present your case. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.